moment you think about moving from one app to another app, or the moment you think about switching from, let's say, you use Sheets in the office to run your business, to you want to digitally transform your business to the business applications, it's very difficult and it's not right in every other way. And if you want to talk numbers, it's $900 billion out of 1.3 trillion. So we have to be a bit careful on what we are doing, and also we have to take the baby steps if you're going to transform your business to Zoho One. And there are 7 ways which I want to outline. There are multiple ways, but the top 7 ways to outline the digital transformation journey is always the first one, centralized data management and MEAs. So you have to be a bit careful on the data management. So it has to be centralized. You cannot put data in multiple servers. You cannot put data in multiple systems. Say, let's say use Amazon for your cloud, and let's say use Azure, and also you have on-premise system, and also you have Zoho. Then it's a bit difficult to manage everything. And it has to be a cloud-based server if you are going to scale for a long time. And in turn, have to be reduced cost and increase your revenue. And scale, one of the most important factors, which we always think about scaling up, but we never think about scaling down. Let's say, what if in 2020, multiple customers or business owners reduced their user count or the employee presence? So it's always not about investing in a system. Let's say you put on premise system and you invest $1 million, and you always think about scaling up. But what if you want to scale down? Then the best way is to go for a cloud-based system, where if you want to scale up, pay for it, scale down, don't pay for it. And vendor management, we always never talk about it. Yeah, we always think about customers, we always think about our internal experience. But vendor is also one of the important factors. So you have to treat them equal to the customers, because they're going to add up to the experience. They're not going to be standing alone outside in a separate silo. Security and from, I hope Ali gave a very big interview or insight on that. So the first aspect which we always think about in a business is customers, second is the employees, and third one is the entire organization. So there are 3 important factors which we look at. Yeah. So the moment we think about the customers, we always want to go one extra mile. Who will tell not to? Yeah. We always serve good to the customers. So I think today morning I was talking to one of my colleagues about how Apple is delighting the customers. So I think someone was with me, I think Leon, and the moment you do whatever you get in Apple, I'm not brand ambassador over here, but it always delights me as a personal individual. With just to watch, I can open my iPhone, I open my laptop. But same way, in the meantime, they are delighting the customers. Also, if you have any problems, any issues, they make sure that they solve their problem. Also, today morning, I think Paul was talking. They don't call it as a support, rather they call it as a success. So that is where you have to delight the customers. Second step, which we talk about, the employee experience. It's not always about the customer experience. So you have to make sure that you give your employees the right tools so they transform that experience to a customer experience as well. Third thing, of course, the entire business. Altogether, combining everything, they make better business decisions. So that is when we introduce Zoho One as one platform. Everything works together: sales, marketing, HR, finance, operations, back office, everything in a one single UI. So let's start one by one, curing the headaches for the lazy customers. So the moment you start a business, right, you go and purchase a domain, and then what do? You have to build your presence. So it's not only about whatever you do outside the marketing, but also you have to build your presence inside the area where you want to cover, so that everything is on page. And then the moment you do that, you want to drive the traffic, the marketing activities kick in, and then after driving the traffic, generate the leads, give it to the sales, and then follow and close. This is a typical business scenario. Once everything is done, you follow up and close, you push it to the customer support, so they take care of whatever the problems they have. So in order to touch point all these things, we have multiple applications. So if you want to build a domain, build a presence, we have Zoho sites. So starting from the first touch point of your business, we have covered with you. Zoho sites will help you. It's a site builder platform where you can, from drag and drop, after you want to go for the next step of HTML and CSS, we have that as well. Then there are 3 important products which I'm going to touch on domain presence and driving traffic. So there's PageSense, which is the website optimization platform. So if you want to like let's say, for example, you want to put multiple websites to it. You want to test A/B testing. Let's say, I would tell I'm from Dubai, but I only like black color. And you tell, no, you put me wrong. South Africans like only red colors. So we never know. So if you want to test your website, then put everything on page and you can do a website optimization complete. And we have Zoho Social, where it is a social media platform. You can integrate Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, multiple Zoho in social medias, and you don't want to log into multiple social medias. Everything can work together. I think one important report, or my favorite report in Zoho Social, is best time to post. Yeah, which we never know. Let's say I go to your Facebook page or LinkedIn page at 9 a.m., but I go to your Instagram page only at 6 p.m., which is very difficult for you to track each and every customer when they log into your page or when they visit your page. But Zoho Social will give you a beautiful report on what is the best time to post on your page. And then campaigns, which is the SMS media, SMS and email campaigning platform. You can put everything together in campaigns, sync that with Zoho Socials and website builder, and everything just works together. And then to talk about generating leads, it's about Sales IQ and forms, wherein Sales IQ is a chatbot, wherein you can put that chatbot on the website, you can have live chat for sales support and everything. And forms is a website form builder. We can build a form, either you can use it for internal applications or you can put it on the website and collect the leads. And then CRM and Begin, which is for sales. So the customer relationship management platform, you put everything together, set up the deals, opportunities, set up multiple stages. We have 3 interesting sessions which is going to come and talk about CRM, so you can listen to that and understand more of that. Finally, Zoho Desk, the customer support, the help desk ticketing platform, which will help you the end-to-end customer support. You also have a session on Zoho Desk, you can visit to it. So the front end is done. So what happens in the back end? You close the deal and everything is done. Now it has to go to your finance team. Yeah, they have to approve the quote, send the invoice, process the payments, match the bills and expenses, and track the time. For that, we will have Zoho Books, wherein Guru is going to talk about Zoho Books today, and we have expense management and Zoho projects to track your expenses and then to manage the entire project management. Irrespective of whatever vertical you come from, let's say you do manufacturing or even construction or into IT, Zoho projects will cover for you. And then finally, shipping, update inventory, the backend process is done, when you have to match the backend inventory with your warehouses. Next comes your employees. So you have to do all this. You have to give the right tools and also to work internally, to collaborate with each other. You have to give the right tools. For example, I'm going to take one small example of recruitment process in any organization. Any business has to recruit. So let's say you post a job opening, either in a website or any job boards. I just chose Indeed here. And then you parse the resume, schedule the interview, send offer letter. All these steps, if you imagine a human being sitting and doing, you want to collect thousands of resumes, and then you want to do the first level of interview, and then again filter, then you have to do multiple levels. So to do all that, we have resume parsing. You don't want to search for anything. It parses the resume, gives the right keyword, put everything into the right route. That's when it helps you. And also, you can convert that to an employee on just a button click. So let's say you use some other software for recruitment or not use any software, but you want to use a HRMS management platform to run or to manage your employees. Rather, if you use Zoho Recruit and Zoho People, with just a button click, you can convert the recruitment to an employee. And then, as I told, just toggle the button, add the user to Zoho one, assign to a group, and assign them any minutes using Zoho MEA. So if you think about it, from the beginning, we have never gone out of Zoho. From the moment we started building the website until we are giving the right tools to your employees, we are still sticking inside Zoho. To do all that, we have to have make better business decisions. So it is for the managers or C-level people. They just want to walk into the door, switch on the system to see what's going on, either in sales, marketing, or the entire organization. So everything can combine together, starting from the contract management until the business decisions, everything is covered. That is why we have the unified UI. If you see it, look at it here. So everything is under one UI. You don't want to toggle to multiple tabs. Let's say we're talking about 18 average applications used by any single organization, and everything is in one single tab. Just to highlight it for you, so you can see everything is one single, click on it, you go to that particular application. Okay. So we saw about this applications what we built for Zoho. Do you have any idea on the services what we provide? Or do you know, or do you think any service is important for a technology company to work on? For example, let's say, how many of you used Google Maps to come to the location here? Yeah, almost 50%. So that is one of, so let's say you download Google Maps from the App Store or Play Store, and then you don't switch on your location services in your mobile. What happens? Yeah, you cannot track it. You don't know where you are. It cannot give you the right information where you're going to. So service is one of the most important feature or an add-on in order to go with the application, which we cannot sell it as a separate service, but it has to work with the application wherein you do not do a better customer experience. So once that service is AI we implemented across Zoho, and this is not a very simple task. We built AI. I think the R&D for AI started in 2010. It's 10 years of in-house development on AI, and we put that everything under one platform. So some of the very high-level AI works at Zoho, starting from handwriting recognition to anomaly detection to sentiment analysis, we have everything covered. I think one of my favorite reporters for AI is best time to contact the customers in CRM. So if you are very confused about when to contact, who to contact, then you just go to CRM. It'll tell you the exact time, based on the number of interactions you have with the customer. It'll tell you when exactly you have to contact the customer. And we call our AI as ZIA, which is our platform. And one small example of ZIA is search. So let's say you are working with the customer, yeah, and then the customer is sending you the code or asking for the code, and you want to discuss that with your sales team asking for a discount. So you're talking about 3 different touch points. Interact with the customer, interact with your sales, and then give the customer back whatever they asked for. Rather, you just go and type for that particular customer. It gives you the entire history, whatever you have spoken about the customer, to the customer, inside the office and the external office as well. Second thing is chatbots, which is you put it on the website, then you don't have a human interaction on the website. The bots will take it. Have you ever asked this question to yourself? I think maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago, we used to call the reception people and we tell, okay, there's someone in the office, or the other way around. The receptionist will call you and tell there's someone at the office who want to meet you physically. But now, if you think about it, you're sitting right here. But there might be someone who's going on your website, looking at your website, who might be a prospective user to you. Yeah, this is this is one question which I ask people when they'll know, I have never thought about that particular scenario, wherein we don't want to track anyone. We just track the moment we get the leads. Before that, there is one important step, wherein you want to understand the visitors. So these visitors might be your competitors, might be your prospective users or customers, but you want to see who they are. So we have ZIA, wherein ZIA will exactly tell you how many visitors are on your website right now looking at you, and looking at what page, looking at which tab. You can drill down more and you can ask the right questions to them. Another thing, especially for salespeople, then how many of my deals have tickets or support people. So let's say you close the deal, but still you have some issues with the customer. So you have to make sure that you ask this question. So always be proactive for the customers. So if you look at AI, in Zoho, we have from the front office application like marketing, CRM, and support to the back office like finance, productivity, and collaboration. So as I mentioned, AI as a platform, we cover it across the platform, not in one single application. So small differentiation between human and AI. So you have to do progressive decision, but AI, you can understand the pattern of what you're going to, and then you can make a better business decision out of it. The moment I talk about AI, wherever we go, let's say individual business meeting or in a conference, the first question I get asked is, am I going to lose my job or should I fire my employees the moment I use AI? Yeah, it's not like that. AI works better with a human. So your employees plus AI will make you less busy work, it gives you very smarter decisions, work cycles, and better relationships. This is stats where by 2022, AI will be integrated into ERP systems by 65%. So you can think about how much you have to work on that to make better business decisions. Another important service is telephony. I think let's go for a quick survey. How many of you use any of the cloud telephony or local telephony services to run your business? For customer support, CRM, of course you run it. Any other? Or who want to use it, who are looking to use a telephony service? Cloud or on-premise? All right. So if you talk about any telephony systems, people, let's say we trace back to 5 years ago. You want to get a telephony system which works for your CRM, telephony system which works for your customer support. But what we did in Zoho, we introduced Zoho for Bridge. So we understood what you're looking for. So we don't want to use multiple, you don't want to use multiple telephony systems which will talk to your multiple applications. So we just brought in Phone Bridge. All the telephony systems you use will connect to Phone Bridge, and that will diverse to multiple applications. So for now, we use more than 50 plus telephony vendors over here. We have a few local telephony providers which we work with. Basically, one pre-built dashboard, which is Zoho Analytics, wherein you can pull everything together, even if you don't use Zoho. Let's say you use some other CRM system, some other mail platform, and some other campaigning platform. Then you pull everything together, we push it to Zoho Analytics, that gives you a very high-level report. Or let's say if you are a sales manager, then you want to push or get more data only on sales. Then you have a pre-built dashboard for sales. For marketing, we have a pre-built dashboard for marketing as well. So you may ask me, okay, now you are giving me a lecture on why we have to use a centralized platform, but what's the alternative you have right now? So of course, a multi-vendor solution, and your office will look like spaghetti. That you have to use multiple offices, like I don't know how many systems you want to use. And one of the fear factor over here is the blame game. I'm not telling we are perfect at that. But let's say you use Zoho Mail and you use some of the CRM system and you're integrating that CRM with Zoho Mail, then something breaks. Like all of a sudden today morning you wake up and the email sync is not working. Because of Zoho, we used to tell you to check with that CRM provider, because that is your primary CRM provider. So likewise, you can avoid blame gaming first of all when you use one centralized platform and when you put all eggs in one basket. This is how your Zoho one will look like, wherein you put everything together, you can define multiple departments, everything is under one single platform. 50 apps, tightly integrated web and mobile, so it's a cross-platform functionality. You don't want to work on the system and you just go out for a smoke and you don't want to work. You still have your mobile application and you can still be on live. So four important factors which between a centralized platform and a siloed application. So this is a single cloud server, easy maintenance, but if you go at it, you have to be a design to fragment the process. Here it is single one source data, it's duplication of data. Shared UI, common UI, but it is a varied UI and UX. You have to work on numerous platforms. Let's say you have a developer who will work on the web application, but you also have another developer who works only on mobile application. So this is our promise to you. In Zoho One, we have one account, one invoice, one support team, one account manager, and everything is locally based out of South Africa. You don't want to get in touch with someone who's outside South Africa. And big no to multiple contracts. I think I mentioned about this. You don't want to talk to multiple vendors. Let's say your CRM let's say your CRM contract ends in January with another vendor, and March, let's say customer support. Zoho One, everything is covered. You don't want to talk to multiple people. You have people over here to talk about it. Pricing, which is we have all employee and user-based pricing. So we have Vincent over here who's heading our sales. You can just look at it. If you have any questions, or if you think you want to close something today, if you want to get a great discount, then you can get in touch with him. I think he has something special for you guys. Finally, it's your choice. Either if you want to focus on your business, leave the entire platform to us. We'll manage everything for you, or I don't know, do this with multiple plumbing work, patchy integrations, and it's your turn. Thank you.
So we'll be having a Q&A session now, just around Prem's presentation of the Zoho One stack. Myself and Deanna will be going around with microphones, so if you have any questions, just raise your hand and we can just get those, one question, yeah.
Great presentation. Quick question. When you were going through the different bundles, within Zoho 1, it had Workly there. And historically, it wasn't included. Is it now included into Zoho 1?
Yeah, now we can talk about it. It depends on the use case what you have. We can see how to plug in together. Let's say you use Workday with people, and also let's say you want to integrate with CRM, then we can.
All I'm asking is, I know that previously, if I was to get Zoho 1, when I phoned originally or when I spoke to the vendor originally, Workly was not included into Zoho 1. You would have to buy addition.
Yeah.
Now it's included into Zoho 1. That's
Yeah, it
my
depends on the
question.
use case. We are including on a backend basis. We can talk to you.
Okay, great. Perfect. Lovely.
Any other questions?
So,
Morning. So the question is just around the telephonical integration into Zoho 1. We did that migration end of last year. What we did found was we had to go with a third-party vendor because the one or two options that was available in South Africa was very expensive to integrate into Zoho 1, and the others were not covered by Zoho 1. So are there any plans to include more vendors within South Africa to actually have that integration going on?
yeah, we don't have a few local telephony providers which integrate with Zoho over here, especially on Bridge. I think one is the Yastar, and another one. Telecom, yeah. We have these local providers which integrate with Zoho by default. Yeah.
That's it.
Thanks. I've got a question regarding your integration between Zoho 1 apps. Now, I know that Zoho 1 is a relatively new initiative that's been pushed for only a couple of years. But we're looking at one of your apps, like the HR app, People. It doesn't actually integrate well with the user management system in Zoho 1. Is there any plans to actually link these up better, like I think employee IDs, etc.?
We don't have that. In Zoho one admin panel, you can define the employee ID and you can assign that to the user in Zoho.
Yes, but it doesn't automatically link. So people's user management is currently still separate from Zoho 1. Is there a plan to link it up seamlessly?
Sure, let's talk about it. I'm not sure of the roadmap, what Zoho people has, but let's see how we can do this. Probably we can do custom scripts, we can push that to Zoho people by default.
Okay, but